We're live around the world at the moment, Davo, if you can give us a second. So, Davo, you pulled your finger out eventually at the end there.
Yeah, well, it's a tough one because that was my first proper crack on the bike with no dramas. Like, with the first session we had a few issues, like simple mapping issues, but so that the first session was a write-off really, and then that session we had similar, not really problems, but just getting the bike a feeling for me in that session. And it was like, right, take the freaking brain out and go for a lap, and I did, and that was as far as I'm prepared to go right now because I'm still learning the thing because it's crazy. You only get one practice these days and one qualifier. So it's for not been able to ride the bike before I came here. It's pretty nuts that I have to do that. So
you must be stoked to be row 2, middle of row 2.
Very happy. It's yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, but I knew the bike was going to be good, but just I didn't foresee the problems that we had initially. But yeah, they're normal problems that you have sort of at a meeting where you get 2 practice and 2 qualifiers. But yeah, 1 practice, 1 qualifier. No, we're racing. I don't feel ready to race, but we're freaking racing now. So let's do it, I suppose.
Could that be an issue? The fact that this is unprecedented, really, here, isn't it? The fact, with Macau, normally you'd have the practice, you'd have the qualifying yesterday, but you've just done an hour. Now you've got another 12 laps. Yeah,
I could do it with another. Well, 2 sessions would be nice just to learn.
Well, I'm thinking more in terms of energy-wise.
I feel really good. I am fitter than I look, but I did 16 laps and everyone gives me crap about not looking the fittest, but yeah, I feel quite good on the bike, so 12 laps would be no dramas, but yeah, just to be able to push for that podium, I'll see. I'll get the race up and running and then see where we're at.
Well, I hope whatever happens, you'll be smiling at the end of it, mate. So,
exactly, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, cheers, Davo. So that's the thoughts of Davo Johnson. Let's try and get a word with Mikey Evans, if we can. Mikey, you've had some issues as well, unfortunately, haven't you?
Yeah, just a couple of just setup issues, really. Just trying to get used to the Honda around here and trying to find something I'm comfortable with. Still not quite there, really. So we're changing it every time I go out and trying to use the laps well.
That's like suspension and things like that,
yeah, just suspension, just trying to get a bit of confidence. The first day I wasn't very confident with the lack of grip and stuff, and then obviously we just dropped in this morning, made a bit of a change, and I've gone a couple of seconds quicker, but still not feeling quite comfortable. So we're making a change for the race. It's going to go one or two ways, either going to help us or we're going to kind of go back, but we've got to learn, we've got to try these things.
What's the track been like out there? Compare it less, because we were out 48 hours ago and then it was quite green, but now with all the cars having been around it.
Yeah, no, it's much better than it was. There's a lot of rubber down there you can see and stuff. Still, a few of the white lines are probably a little bit too high for the bikes. I think maybe they've painted over them so you can feel them a bit. But definitely, a huge improvement on Thursday morning. So yeah, and it's only getting better.
You've done plenty of road races at different places. This is totally different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And what is it that makes it totally different?
I think the kind of obviously it's very enclosed, and just the track is so different to anything else. You can do all sorts of road racing, and even Thursday morning I came here and my first few laps I felt so out of place, and I was you've got to take your time so much. You've got to really respect the place. There's not really any room for error, so you've got to kind of ride within yourself until you feel comfortable, and that's kind of, I try and do that all the time, but obviously when you're struggling with a bit of setup, you've just got to rein it back a bit and just try and look at the bigger picture. But yeah, it's such a unique place, and it's really great fun as well.
And this will be your first real race here now, won't it?
Second.
Oh, second?
Yeah, I did 23.
Oh, you did 23?
Yeah,
okay.
23 was my first race, and then, yeah, so yeah, it's been a little while since the last one, so, yeah. Hopefully we get a good, clean race and everyone just relaxes and has fun. Okay,
I was just saying to Davo as well, was there any conserving energy or anything this morning for the fact that you've got a race coming up so soon?
No, I think we should be able to, everyone should be able to do a qualifying and a 12-lap race round here if we're at this level. Yeah. Not for me anyway. I think you have to put everything you've got into qualifying because it's so important around here. So yeah, there was definitely no holding back, and I think that a lot of people I was out to the very end anyway. I know Davey's obviously got a bit of a gap on everyone else, but yeah, that's his race. So yeah, we'll go.
Very quickly, set yourself any targets or?
No, I think it's always just improvement for me in road racing. I think to put too much pressure on positions and stuff isn't really the best idea. I've gone 2 and a bit seconds quicker than I've ever gone before already, so at the moment I'm happy, but we're racers and we want to do well, so
best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. We need to have a quick word as well with the man who was second on row number 2. We're live around the world at the moment. Paul, Well done. If you can come out second, congratulations, is it? Or you're a little bit disappointed not to make it on the front row?
No, I'm happy. You know, from last year we went 3.1 seconds faster than we did last year, so we've made a big step. So, you know, just need to get a good start and get away with them.
You followed Peter Hickman for a little while there. Was that a little tactic to help you along?
Yeah, yesterday or 2 days ago, I got out and behind Pete, and you know, I did. You know, I thanked him for it, and I asked him if I had an opportunity to get out behind him again, would it be possible? So, yeah, I got out behind him there and tried to make as much of it as possible as I could.
You all wear different colours, but you're one big team all together, really, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it for sure. You know, and he trusts me and I trust him, so that's a big part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So in terms of where you are with the bike and everything, you're happy ahead of racing, or are you making any more little final tweaks?
No, I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, if they said to start now, I'll go.
I know you set yourself a little target.
Yeah, I've already achieved the target I came here to set, so just get into the race and enjoy it.
We wish the best of luck, Paul. Paul Jordan, well done.
Thank you.
So there we go. That's the thoughts of Paul Jordan. I don't know whether we've got anybody else who's knocking around. I'm going to just see. Obviously, it's quite busy in the garages. It would have been. We've spoken with Davo. Peter Hickman, we've heard from the press conference as well. Let's have a quick look and see if we've spoken with Michael. Mitch Reese is the one we'd really like to speak to. So I'm going to just see if I can find Mitch Reese. Oh, in fact, I'll get Rob Hodson. If Rob's got a second, if he could come out and have a quick word with us. So Rob's on a brand new superbike. He's with the SMT Racing Honda this year. So Rob, congratulations. Happy with that?
Yeah, we thought we could have had a bit more there. I was up for a really good, well, half decent couple of laps there in the second part of the qualifying, but just caught a couple of slower riders, which, you know, they're doing their own thing. So yeah, dropped back and then went for another one, and yeah, just couldn't quite beat what I'd done before. So yeah, we're all right, starting P6, so I can't complain. If we can get a good start, we're away with the front bunch, and you know, other riders kind of tagged on the back of quicker riders, which is always the way to do qualifying if you can. But yeah, it's good to know I can kind of do the times by myself, you know. So yeah, we'll see how we go in the race. But yeah, the SMT Fireblade's working well. Like I said, new bike for this event. Just did one race of testing before we got here, so yeah, we'll be right enough.
What is it about a new bike that you have to find out? I know that sounds a bit daft, but what's the biggest issues that you have to deal with a new bike?
Generally, if you're swapping manufacturer, it's quite a big thing, because you've got new chassis, you know, suspension, and there's quite a lot to work at. But we're not too bad with this SMT Fireblade, because we've gone from the 23 model to the 25, so that's very similar chassis. We've got similar same swing arm and forks. It's just the edging characteristics are a little bit different with the split throttle bodies and things like that. So yeah, it's helping around here. I went faster than I've ever gone around here before, so in that qualifying session. So we're just we're just picking time off where we can and doing the best I can, really.
Just tell us a little bit about having to work in these kind of conditions. It's nothing like the Macau pit lane garage, 4 machines in there all crammed together, but everyone gets on well, and it's good crack.
Yeah, we've got. Yeah, it's not too bad if you get along with the people. I mean, I'm with Paul, so I can't say too much. But, but no, when there's bikes running, when everyone's trying to get prepared and things like that, it's pretty hot, and you've got a million cameras around. So yeah, once they sod off, we're all right.
Yeah. I'm going to mention this because I've been mentioning it in commentary. You keep coming 5th here.
Yeah, I've had 3 5ths now. So yeah, to be fair, yeah, it's not, you know, yeah. If we can, you know, I'm expecting a little bit more if we can, but you know, it's going
to be tough against those BMWs.
Of course it is, yeah, they've got the power and the speed, but you know, we're not too shabby ourselves, so yeah, we'll get away, see how we can do, and just do the best we can. But you know, the competition's pretty stiff. It is the Macau Grand Prix, and you know, we're not at a small club event, you know, so everyone's pushing on. Everyone's worked hard all week. We've done the press stuff for the organisers and things like that, so we've done all that. We've got our bikes prepped, like you say, in the small garage, and worked hard to get them right. So yeah, everyone deserves their own bit. You know, everyone's pushing to be up front, myself included. So yeah, I'll do the best I can and see where we end up at the end.
Best of luck, Rob.
Thanks very much.
So there we go, Rob Hodson. We'll just try and find, if we can. I know he's just fresh from the press conference, but there's a couple of things I'd like to ask Peter as well, if that's okay. We're just live around the world, Peter. So
live around the world, please don't sweat.
Exactly. Just Just from conversations that we've been having, obviously we've just heard in the press conference, but there's been a few of the little things, and I was talking to Mervyn White, who's part of the organisation here, and you were saying when you first got here that there was issues with white lines, etc. So
yeah, somebody had painted some more paint onto the white line, so there's around here in Macau, the centre white line is not broken, it's always a solid white line, and up over the top in certain areas the white line was way too thick. So the problem with that was every time we ran across it, and obviously we run across it a lot with a lot of lean angle, the front and the rear tyre was almost hopping over it, so it was very easy that we could have either took the front or lost the rear. Or so after the first session, myself, Davey, a few others had mentioned it, wrote on a map where we would like it changing, and they went out that evening. Obviously for the cars it makes no real difference, but in the evening they went out with a surface grinder and ground the top of the paint off, and seems to have done the job.
They say in racing you have to beat your teammate, but to beat your team co-owner as well, I mean, I don't know if you've ever discussed it at all, but how's this going to, you know, the two, how are you going to play this, the two of you, you know, if you are 1-2?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same conversation we've had for almost a year now, that people think that we would fall out. At the end of the day, we're against each other, whether we're in the same team or in opposite teams. So yeah, it doesn't really make any difference. Yeah, I want to beat him, he wants to beat me, of course. We're in slightly different positions at the minute as well, with obviously everything that's happened to me this year, but that's life. That had happened to me if we were in different teams. It makes no difference. And as soon as we put the helmet on, obviously we still have respect for each other, just like we have respect for everybody else on the grid, and we still want to beat each other. We both think that we're better than the other person, so that's just a normal racer's mentality.
If you are trailing to him with time to a little bit, or time's running out, will you take a risk?
I don't mind taking a risk. I'd be no different with Davey than I would be with anyone else. You know, in road racing in particular, you know yourself, the risks are extremely high. So unless the move is absolutely 100% on, then don't do it. That's just how it is in road racing. So and particularly here, the gear circuit in Macau, it's super hard to pass anyway. Not a lot of room, and obviously absolutely no runoff whatsoever. So yeah, I don't ride any different against Davey to what I do anyone else.
So my final question is, what's more important, a Peter Hickman win or a 1-2 8-10 racing result?
A 1-2 racing result with me first, thanks.
All right, Peter, we wish you the very best of luck out there and look forward to watching you out here at Macau again, and maybe win number 5.
So we'll soon find out, won't we? Thanks, mate.
Thanks. Cheers, Pete. Thanks. So there we go. That's the thoughts of the pit lane this morning, and so yeah, hopefully we'll be getting racing again very soon at 9:10. But for now, from myself, Dave Moore, it's goodbye. Welcome back if you've just joined us again here at Macau, the Motorcycle Grand Prix. Due for a 9:10 start, but the bikes have gone out early, so they've let them out. Having wandered around pit lane, everything seems quite good. The mood is very good. Everyone's reasonably happy with the way things are going. Interesting to hear from Davey Todd saying that he thinks he's capable of posting consecutive 2-minute 23 laps. Obviously his priority is to win, but if he can break Stuart Easton's lap record, I mean, a lap record that stands for 15 years, I mean, that is something very special for Stuart Easton. And even if it does go, it's something that Stuart Easton could be very proud of, the fact that he did that back then in 2010. You think of other events where Fogarty held the Isle of Man TT record for, what was it, 7 years. Mike Hailwood's lap record was that 7 years, and then Mick, 9 years, was it? 8 years, 9 years, and then Mick Grant broke it back in 1975. So yeah, for a lap record to stand for so long is something very, very special. We will, of course, have many of the bikes will just now sit here and wait for a little while.
as they line up, it'll be obviously Davy Todd in pole position, Erno Costomo alongside him, Peter Hickman, and all BMW front row. And you'd have to say it's between those three. Now, Davy Todd this year has been on the big bikes sensational, the king of the roads. Will he confirm that here today? However, Peter Hickman missed a huge chunk through injury following his crash at the Isle of Man. But if you look at their BSB results, Peter tended just to finish ahead of Davy towards the end of the season when Peter made his return from injury. However, Davy, as he keeps saying, is super happy to be on a bike that is all his settings. So it is a question of who is going to win. Will it be Davy Todd? Will he win his first Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix race? He did, of course, win the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix last year, but that result was based on the qualifying session. So this will be the first time he'll be looking to win the race. Erno Costomo did win the race back in 2022. It was a bit of a depleted grid. It was coming out of the pandemic, of course, but even so, Erno Costomo right in there amongst Todd and Hickman here at Macau. So I think it was 2018 when Costomo first came here. Finished 17th, 9th the year back in 2019. But there is the man in pole position, Davy Todd. And looked after by Andy Lewis. So here is Erno Costomo in second place as well, the Finnish rider. So Litka with the umbrella alongside him. So yeah, Erno Costomo, maybe not quite on the pace of Davy Todd, but certainly he'll want to get a podium position. Peter Hickman, relaxed as ever. And he'll be building. Interesting to hear what he's been saying about winning this race. So then we go on to row number 2, Paul Jordan. He would be ecstatic with a podium. But Paul looking to finish a race inside the top 6. He took 6th place last year. And Davo Johnson as well, 3rd back in 2019 on the PBM Ducati. Still just about got his head around the BMW, he was saying there earlier, and yeah, he has forced his way in. And Rob Hobson as well, looking to improve on 3 5th place finishes in the last 3 Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. And Rob, you're cool enough, you don't need to keep yourself cool that way. But anyway, then we go on to row number 3. And what about this guy, Mitch Rees? Absolutely sensational. Really, and big thumbs up for Mitch Rees because he has been superb. Then we got Phil Crow. He is in the middle of row number 3. Phil would be a top 10 finish, would be his best ever result, so he's on for that. And then we have Lucas Mora back. He missed last year, Lucas Mora, but back at Macau. Then we go back to row number 4, Michael Evans. Brand new bike for the team. And also this guy, Maurizio Bottalico, has proved to be no slouch. His first time ever here at Macau. And he is also on row number 4. And alongside him is Sam West. Oh, sorry, Michael Sweeney. It should be Sam West. Well, Michael Sweeney got into 12th position. Yes, he has. So sorry, it was Sam West is coming up on the official screen, and there is Sam. So he is heading row number 5. And Lauren Hoffman back at Macau as well. Belgian rider. Alongside him should be Almeric Blanc. Again, an international feel to this event. Almost blank, the only rider on Bridgestones. Then we have Marcus Simpson. And you should have Eddie Fair. There he is, number 36. One of 2 Frenchmen at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix this year. And also well done as well to Don Gilbert, newcomer. He'll be delighted that he wasn't right at the back of the grid. There is Paul Williams, alongside him Ryan Whitehall from the Isle of Wight. And those are our 20 contestants here in the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. There is Don Gilbert. So we got an issue? No, he's ready to go, ready to rock. So one of 4 newcomers at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix this year, Don Gilbert. Oh yeah, they want to get this tyre warmer off as the grid starts to clear. We are 90 seconds away from the start of the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. So I'm getting a message that Davy Todd and Erno Costomo are under investigation for violation of starting procedure. Now, I've heard no more of the Davy Todd speeding in pit lane issue, but now they are, Davy Todd and Erno Costomo, under investigation for violation of starting procedure. Whatever that means. Whether anything will be applied at the end of the race, I don't know, but I wouldn't have thought so. I've never heard of violation of starting procedure before. And if I get any more information, I shall let you know. I certainly would like to know. So 20 riders lining up on the Guillet circuit for the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Davy Todd on the left of the picture in pole position as we look at it. Costomo alongside in the middle, and Hickman. And you have to say, it's between those 3. Well, we're slightly delayed. We were due to get underway at 9:10. That's now gone, but we're not too far away. So green flag displayed at the back of the grid. So revs rising as they go off on this sighting lap, and they'll come back round. And they'll get things underway. Of course, these bikes full of fuel, 24 litres. It will really make braking an issue as they come into Lisboa, especially on the opening couple of laps. The bikes will improve as the fuel load is lighter. So they're fast out of here. The apex is so far around there as well, so then coming into Lisboa, knock it down into first gear, click it back up into second for this next right-hand turn for the climb up San Francisco. A little touch of the rear brake as well, just to keep the bike from popping the front wheel up. So third and fourth momentarily, then it's into the first and second gears now. Generally second gear all the way through here, through maternity. Through turn 6 and 7, turn 8, Teddy Yip. Then into turn 9, 10, 11. The sun coming out now as well. It's been overcast this morning. The other thing to mention as well, earlier this week we had plenty of wind. And the flags, there's very little wind, as we saw while Rob Hodgson there was fanning himself. The Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix the cars have been run later in the day, absolutely sweltering conditions. But because they're going now earlier in the morning, first thing before the cars get out, temperatures are reasonably cool right now. sun is breaking through. Looking at temperatures around 23, 24 degrees Celsius at the moment. And we're expecting it to get even hotter as the day goes on. It's coming out of the Macau hairpin. That stretch from San Francisco to Macau, very rare we'll see any overtaking manoeuvres. But again, you've got to get good drive out of Fisherman's. Take it as close to the wall as you dare on the exit. It's really bumpy along there as well. A lot of the track, obviously it's a road, it's a normal street, so it is generally bumpy, but certainly round through this part is bumpy as well. So it's the last great road race of the year, the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Davey Todd, on what he's proved so far in free practice and in qualifying, has to start as favourite, but what can former winner Erno Customo do? What can four-time Peter Hickman do about Davey Todd? Can Paul Jordan or Dave O'Johnson or Rob Hodgson get themselves onto the podium? Can Mitch Rees, a newcomer to the Macau Grand Prix, come away with a top 6 finish? Can Phil Crowe or Lucas Mora or Michael Evans get themselves into the top 10? Even Michael Sweeney, who knows? So the red flag is displayed. We are not too far away from racing here at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. The green flag is displayed. We are all set to go. And then it'll be watch the lights. Lights go out and away. Davey Todd, Costomo and Hickman left to right on the picture. All anxious to get away. There go the lights. And out go the lights and away they go. And it's a great start from Todd. Hickman up the inside of Costomo as well. Hodgson, front wheels popping up as they go into the first left-hand turn. But it looks to be Davey Todd who is going to lead them. Indeed it is. It is Todd from Hickman. Costomo's fighting back. And Costomo goes past Hickman. And Costomo is chasing after Todd as well. Through Mandarin they go. But it is Todd from Costomo, from Hickman. But certainly Hickman got ahead of Costomo, and Costomo hit back going into Lisboa. Oh, a really big move up the inside. Oh, someone's gone straight on. Somebody has gone straight on. Not too sure who that was. But it is Todd from Costomo. Hodgson's there. Johnson as well. So there is Hodgson. There is Johnson. Dave O'Johnson in 5th position. And it is as you are on this opening lap coming round here. But so it's Todd from Costomo, from Hickman, Jordan, Johnson, Rob Hodgson, Mitch Rees 7th, Phil Crowe, Mora, Evans, pretty much as they started. Sweeney, I think, is ahead of Sam West. Indeed he is. So Sweeney's in 10th. Coming down now to Donna Maria and then the Melco hairpin. Going through Moorish, and this is down in, this is Costomo just chasing after Davey Todd on this opening lap, and the one thing he doesn't want to do is let Davey Todd get away, and certainly Hickman doesn't want to be held up by Costomo. We did see when Peter Hickman won here a couple of years ago ahead of Davey Todd, they battled away and eventually Hickman pulled the pin and pulled away from Todd, but already Davey Todd is threatening to win this race on the opening lap. He is absolutely flying. So he's going to put in a time of around 2 minutes 30. Oh, and a move from 81. So Lucas Mora goes through on Phil Crowe, I think that was. He just made the... not Phil Crowe, sorry. So he makes his way past Mitch Rees. So they go over the line, 2:28.4 from Davey Todd. An astounding opening lap. Costomo with a 2 minute 30.5. Hickman with a 2 minute 31.1. And already Davey Todd, here he is, leading on lap number 2. 2 seconds ahead of Erno Costomo. Hickman half a second back in 3rd. Then it is Hodgson, Johnson, Bottalico in 6th place. While I was concentrating on the front runners, I didn't notice that Bottalico had sneaked up to 6th. So all the pre-race waxing lyrical about Mitch Reese, and it's Maurizio Bottalico, the Italian, absolutely stunning. Again, Todd is pulling further and further away. Look at this already. And I think Peter Hickman knows it's job over, game over, job done. But even Hickman just seems to be not quite on the pace of Erno Costomo as well. He gained a few tenths of a second on the opening sector, then lost a few tenths on the second sector. So Hodgson as well in this little group just behind here now. Then Hodgson just coming into the picture ahead of David Johnson in that battle for fourth position. My goodness, Davy Todd. Well, if he continues at this rate, what we're going to be talking about is potential lap records, of course. So 2:23.3, the standing lap record from Stuart Easton. Purple sector, Davy Todd, but then again, got to wait for everything to get up to speed. The bike will improve. It's quite heavy at the moment. Ooh, that's quite normal, really. Coming down towards Fisherman's. The back rear just skips and jumps a little bit. Ooh, Cosmo takes it right out to the wall as well. So Erno Cosmo really pushing. And to have Peter Hickman behind you, this is impressive from the Finnish rider. It is a BMW 1-2-3. Then Rob Hodgson, the first of the Hondas. And we have another BMW in fifth place with David Johnson. Bottalico also on a BMW. So 5 BMWs in the top 6. Wow. This is sensational from Davy Todd. 2:24.7 on that second lap. Oh, Costomo's messed it up. He's messed it up. He's messed it up. He just got it wrong going in. Oh, and that's handed second place to Peter Hickman. What a shame for Erno Costomo. It seemed as if he was pulling away from Peter Hickman, but as they came into Lisboa, I think he got his line wrong, got his braking wrong as well, perhaps. And that let Peter Hickman go through. Peter Hickman says thank you very much and goes through into second position. So Hickman is second, but surely he can't reel in his teammate and team co-owner Davy Todd. So that is Hickman in second position, but he has now got open road ahead of him. That gap, 3.5 seconds at the end of the previous lap. It's so tight through this section. Really, you can see here perfectly from the onboard. That's Davo Johnson just ahead of Costomo. Costomo providing the pictures right now. Oh, poor Erno Costomo. Looking really good in second place. Then just that little mistake going into Lisboa. He's going up the inside of Johnson though, and he's got him. So Costomo up in the fourth place. Davo Johnson shuffled back into fifth, so Costomo into fourth. Rob Hodgson obviously in third place. Here's the man in second, coming out of Fisherman's. So can he reduce that 3.5 second gap Davy Todd has on Peter Hickman? So Todd crossed the line now. It's not the fastest lap so far. That's still on lap number 2. There goes Peter Hickman, 6 seconds. That is a big gap, even with a quarter of the race completed and 3/4 still to go. 6 seconds is pretty big. So Davy Todd 2:24.8 on that lap, just a tenth of a second outside the previous lap, his fastest lap of the race so far. And there goes Costomo. Can he stop in time? Coming into Lisboa, he's gone past Rob Hodgson. So Costomo back into third place. Superb. Absolutely superb from Erno Costomo. It shows really what a talent this man is. So Rob Hodson thinking, wow, might be on for a podium here. Suddenly finds himself back in fourth place with Bottalico in fifth. What is going on with Maurizio Bottalico? The Italian, a newcomer, is up into fifth place. David Johnson now back in sixth position. Lucas Moore in seventh. Mitch Reese down in ninth behind Michael Evans. Paul Jordan in 10th, which is a surprise. That is a big surprise to see Paul Jordan in 10th. He was 11th, he's moved up into 10th, he's ahead of Michael Sweeney. But yeah, I'm not too sure what happened with Paul Jordan. So Costomo now leaving Hodson and Bottalico behind. Meanwhile, Davy Todd not quite on lap record pace. Just coming up to complete his lap now. Just waiting for him to come out of our bend. The gap was 6.1 seconds between Davy Todd and Peter Hickman at the end of the previous lap. Here comes Todd crossing the line now. That's a 2:25.0. He did purple the last two sectors. Here's Hickman. And the gap, oh, he's only taken 1/10 of a second out of Davy Todd on that lap. So it's as you were, Davy Todd from Peter Hickman. Peter Hickman with a 2:24.9. So Peter Hickman is now inside the 2:25s. Costomo with a 2:25.4. So Costomo yet to go inside 2:25, but that was Costomo's fastest lap, and that was overtaking both Davo Johnson and Rob Hodson. Maurizio Bottalico in fifth place. What is going on there? Incredible. Johnson now is back into seventh. Davo Johnson dropping down. Lucas Mora is now up into sixth place. So Lucas Mora on the Yamaha, the only Yamaha in this race. So he's now inside the top six, and Mora would be absolutely delighted. Should think so. Oh no. So that is Michael Sweeney. So poor old Michael Sweeney, after all the effort and hoping for a top 10 finish, has pulled in at Lisboa. By the looks of things, whether he'll continue remains to be seen, of course. And Rob Hodson has certainly got a lot to think about in the shape of Maurizio Bottalico. There is Bottalico, number 40. And Bottalico will be learning a lot from Rob Hodson, who knows his way around Macau. And Lucas Mora also on the rear wheel of Bottalico. And David Johnson just disappeared off. I think he's just at the top there. There he is. So David Johnson just losing a little bit of ground. And behind him comes Mitch Reese. Michael Evans ahead of Mitch Reese, sorry, and Paul Jordan. So the gap is down to 5.7, so almost half a second. Hickman took out a Todd on that lap there. But at this race, he's running out of laps. We're coming up to the halfway point soon. And he needs really to be taking a second a lap out of Davy Todd if he's to think about stealing the victory from his teammate. And so Davy Todd pulling away, but Hickman has just done his fastest lap, 2:24.5. In fact, that is the fastest lap of the race. So fastest lap of the race to Peter Hickman, 2:24.5. Davy Todd's 2:24.7. Meanwhile, Lucas Mora all over the back of Bottalico as well. So perhaps fancying the Swiss rider taking 5th place from the Italian. No, Costomo was, I think, 0.04 of a second slower on that lap than his best lap so far. So Costomo in a very solid 3rd place, you'd have to say, at this moment in time. But Peter Hickman, again, improving his times by the looks of it through his opening sector. So he's building. He's just put the fastest sector 3 in of the race so far. And you'll certainly see Davey, his teammate Davey Todd, on the longer straights. He'll disappear through these winding parts of the circuit around the top through Moorish and Donna Maria. But Lucas Mora could be one to watch here on Bottalico. Might be looking for a move at the Melco hairpin if he can get close enough, get inside, force the issue, get his way into 5th place. Mauricio Bottalico must be living in dreamland. Here we go. No, not close enough. But looking for the drive, just Bottalico slides that rear wheel out of the hairpin. Here comes Rob Hodson in 4th place. And that would be his best result at Macau if he can maintain it. Here's Mora looking, and I think Mora might be going for it. It might just appear up the inside. No, not on this occasion. It's still Bottalico from Mora. It looked like Mora was shaping up for a move going into Fisherman's, but thought against it. And Rob Hodson always has a cracking helmet design. So Michael Sweeney is retiring. Sam West is retiring as well, by the way, but all the guys at the 39th milestone will be disappointed to see their guy having to pull in. But it's been a splendid effort from the Irishman. And he'll be back, of course. That's what every rider likes to see. Clear track ahead of them. And that's what Davey Todd's enjoying. 5.4 the gap on that last one. So again, more tenths of a second that Hickman's taken out of Davey Todd, but they're lapping very consistently. Hickman, though, has gone again with another fastest lap, 2:24.0. So Hickman keeps putting in the fastest laps. So perhaps maybe Costomo getting ahead of him, as he did as they went through Mandarin down into Lisboa on that opening lap. Perhaps that might be something for Peter Hickman to have let that happen. But what we're not seeing, though, are 2:23s. We're getting 2:24s. Costomo still to go inside 2:25. In fact, he was 2:26 on that last one, so he was about half a second slower with clear road ahead of him. Davey Todd, well, I mentioned, I don't think it's quite, certainly not lower 2:23. It might be a high 2:23 on the cards for Davey Todd. Here's Hickman in 2nd place into Fisherman's. There you'll see, just sees Davey Todd as Hickman takes it right out to the wall. So they've seen Davey Todd, he knows he's there. So across the line goes, and it is a 2:23.7 from Davey Todd. So fastest lap of the race, 2:23.7, and Hickman does a 2:24.0. 2:24.7, sorry, it was a whole second slower there, so he's lost a second to Davey Todd on that lap. So Davey Todd with a 2:23.7, 4/10 outside the lap record. This could be the lap to watch for Davey Todd. Well, firmly now in the second half of the race, just waiting for Hickman to appear in the picture, but Davey Todd, here is Hickman. Davey Todd could be, in fact, no, maybe not. That first sector, 24.4, probably worked against him. But 2:23.7 from Davey Todd is still very, very impressive. He's been the fastest rider at Macau this year from the word go. From when we began free practice, even he surprised himself how fast he went straight away on a track that had not been used by any form of motorsport vehicle until 2 days ago. That could just be the fastest lap of the race that we get, 2 minutes 23.7. Still no change further down the order as well. Paul Jordan is in. Paul Jordan is a retirement. What a shame for Paul Jordan. He's been so strong all the way through free practice, all the way through qualifying as well. But come the race, what a shame for Paul Jordan. But you know for certain he'll have a cracking year next year, no matter where he goes. Really improved year on year, Paul Jordan. Gone from a really strong 600 Supersport rider and is now just as comfortable, if not even more comfortable, on a 1000cc superbike. So 3 retirements: Paul Jordan, Michael Sweeney and Sam West. So there goes Davey Todd across the line, 2:24.3 that time. So waiting for Hickman, and that gap's gone out to 7.8 seconds. So barring any mistakes, it's going to be Davey Todd who's going to be a winner of a race at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix for the first time. He won the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix last year, but that was obviously on the qualifying session. Now he's going to do it for real. Into Lisboa again. Superb from Davey Todd. The 24.4 on that first sector. Half a second faster than Peter Hickman on that first sector. And we are in the final third of this race. Bodolico still in 5th place. Mitch Rees in 9th. Or two or four newcomers. I think we're just going to get one lap in this race inside 2 minutes 24. Cosimo still a very solid 3rd place, but he's some 5 seconds down on Peter Hickman, but he's a good 10 seconds ahead of Rob Hodgson. Rob Hodgson looking very solid in 4th. The big question mark is Mauricio Bottolico in 5th and Lucas Mora in 6th. They're virtually going round together. Go back another 5 seconds to David Johnson. Michael Evans, really impressive 8th place so far. Mitch Rees as well, 9th. But Bottolico, all through free practice and qualifying, it was just all the talk's been about Mitch Rees. But now, Bottolico, the Italian, so the only thing standing between Davey Todd and victory, let's say, is if he made a mistake, if he ran on too hard, and he's a guy who just does not make mistakes. Or maybe he'd have an issue such as Michael Sweeney suffered the other day, but it is a beautifully prepared machine. 810 Racing crew really know their stuff, and it looks like their continued success will carry on here at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Rob Hodgson a very solid 4th place. 2:24.5 for Davey Todd on that lap, by the way. 2:20. It's gone out to nearly 10 seconds, the advantage on Davey Todd. So Peter Hickman knows that the next best result from a Peter Hickman win is a 1-2 for 810 Racing. Michael Rutter, of course, still the most successful motorcyclist around Macau. 9 wins to his name. Ron Haslam as well, 6 victories for him. The talk was, would Peter Hickman make it 5? But it looks like he'll stay on 4. points for Davy Todd. It's been a great year. He's had some fantastic results, especially in the Isle of Man. Oh, and it has got him. Mora's got him. So Mora is past Bodolico. So Lucas Mora up into 5th place ahead of Bodolico. But I think Bodolico will still, well, maybe having held 5th for so long, he might be a little bit disappointed. But if you said to him before the race, we'll give you a top 6 finish, I'm sure he'd have snapped your hand off. Meanwhile, Davy Todd is counting down the miles. Just slows down for Fisherman's. Just nicks it up to 50, about 150 miles an hour, the approach. Oh, he takes it right out to the wall as well, Davy Todd. Still prepared to push it. And here he is out of the final turn. It won't be too long before he sees that checkered flag waved at him. So that last lap there, 2 minutes 26.3. So he will certainly come away with the fastest lap of the race, 2 minutes 23.7 seconds as Hickman crosses the line, loses a little bit more time. He's definitely eased back, has Peter Hickman. That was a 2:26.9. He's half a second slower. So the 810 members and some of the MJR racing crew down there as well, sharing the pit garage. But Davy Todd is making something very difficult look very easy indeed. And you know, there's certainly a lot more in the locker to come from Davy Todd in the future. Came onto the road racing scene back in 2018. That's when he made his Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix debut. Qualified 11th, finished 9th back then. Came back the following year, qualified 12th and finished 4th. So that was a good indication of what was to come. Didn't take part in 2022. Qualified 2nd in 2023. Finished 2nd in the end by some distance to Peter Hickman. But this time the tables have been turned. There'll be some party at the 810 camp tonight, should this stay as it is. Marcus Simpson's just put in his best lap. So we've got another lap to go just after this one. Into the Melco hairpin, just slides it in nicely. Davy Todd, there is Hickman at the top of the picture, and that is a bigger than 10-second gap, we'd say now. Davy Todd coming down into Fisherman's, again just knocking back 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th, then 5th, then back into 2nd, and then hitting 3rd here, then 4th, then 5th, 150 miles an hour. So out comes Davy Todd. He gets the last lap flag. 1 lap to go then for Davy Todd. Peter Hickman in 2nd place still. And it's that gap, 10.7 seconds. We're waiting for Costomo still in 3rd place. It'll be a solid 3rd place. What a shame for Erno Costomo. He'll be looking back on that mistake he made at Lisboa, thinking what might have been. I don't think anyone would have caught Davy Todd the mood that Davy Todd is in today. But certainly not far to go. And you know there'll be a big stoppie at the end of it as well from Davy Todd. Began his career off-road. Kind of came into circuit racing, tarmac racing, kind of quite late in his career. But certainly a fantastic talent on a dirt bike. But once he left dirt bikes behind, and so he switched his attention back in 2018, really has been impressive. So it's a victory lap for Davy Todd on the gear circuit here at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Peter Hickman should be a solid second place, Erno Cosmo third. Mitch Rees is up into 8th place, so he'll be delighted if things stay like that, but we're keeping, and why not, an eye on this guy. Just watching him, you're watching something special here. Even now electing just to take it nice and sweep around these bends, not going too far, not pushing too hard. He knows it's in the bag. He knows he doesn't want to make a silly mistake. Not riding on the edge. Such a stylish rider as well. He is a joy to watch, Davy Todd. Here he is coming into Fisherman's for the very last time at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. One more bend to go for Davy Todd. He will prove to be the king of the roads for 2025. Here he is, looks around. Up goes the front wheel, out comes the checkered flag. It's victory for Davy Todd at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Whether we'll get a stoppie right now or not, I think we might get one at Lisboa. Here comes Hickman as well. He'll be delighted with the second place. Obviously wants to win, but he's done it 4 times before. He'll be happy to take second place to his teammate Davy Todd. We're waiting for Erno Cosmo. Here he is, the Finn. He will take the final step on the podium. Congratulations to the Finnish rider who came back superbly despite that mistake at Lisboa. Cost him so much time, but made his way past David Johnson, Rob Hodgson, who is now into view. And it is the best ever result for Rob Hodgson at Macau as well. Rob Hodgson with a wheelie. Team owner Robin Croft, who is a victor, previous victor at Macau as well. He will be delighted to see Rob Hodgson coming home in 4th place. Lucas Mora in 5th position. Maurizio Bottalico, we need to talk about the Italian, in 6th place. Here we go. We said something was special from Davy Todd at Lisboa. I think we might get a burnout. I think Peter Hickman might be joining him. Here we go. And Cosmo as well. There are only 2 places that you can watch the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix as a spectator, the start and finish, and here at Lisboa. So they've pulled over the fans. It is a ram-jam packed full grandstand at Lisboa. So Todd, Hickman and Cosmo on the podium for this year. That's what will go in the record books for 2025. I think Peter Hickman might be a little bit disappointed, didn't get the start he wanted. He'll have been disappointed that Cosmo made his way through as well, and he never really got ahead. Maybe had he got ahead of Davy Todd, it might have been a different game, but as it is, there's been no matching Davy Todd this year here at Macau. Absolutely superb, well-deserved victor. Acknowledging the marshals lining this circuit, and what it must feel like to be riding around now, having just done what you've done on a motorcycle over 12 laps at Macau. There is not one person in the world who feels as good as Davy Todd does right now. Not one. And look at him, ever the showman. He really enjoys riding motorcycles. They all do, of course, but really Davy Todd loves it. What a talent, Davy Todd. Peter Hickman in 2nd. Maybe we've had some great duels over the roads between Hickman and Dunlop in recent years, and of course with Davy Todd and Dean Harrison. It's worth mentioning, Dean, they're the 4 top road racers around at the moment. But maybe in terms of where Davy Todd is with Peter Hickman in the overall scheme of things, we shall see. It all means 2026 looks to be very, very appetizing indeed. So confirmation of those results: Davy Todd in 1st place, Peter Hickman is 2nd, Erno Cosmo 3rd, Rob Hodgson 4th, Lucas Mora in 5th place. So great result for Lucas Mora, Maurizio Bottalico as well. Absolutely wonderful. David Johnson having to settle for 7th in the end, ahead of Mitch Rees, 8th in the end for Mitch Rees. So Mitch, another newcomer with 8th. Michael Evans will be delighted with the top 10, as will Phil Crowe. Phil Crowe's never been inside the top 10 before for a finish. Don Gilbert 13th, ahead of Marcus Simpson and ahead of Lauren Hoffman and Paul Williams. Ryan Whitehall in 17th, but Don Gilbert 13th, and Eddie Fair as well in 12th. Almeric Blanc in 11th. So you have to feel that Paul Jordan, so much promise ahead of this race. Also Michael Sweeney, for the efforts that he made to come back, the extra work they had to do to get onto the track, onto the grid today. Sam West will be disappointed as well to have a DNF. That's his first DNF at Macau. But here comes Davy Todd around Fisherman's. Big wheelie all the way. Can he maintain it all the way? No. That's the slow, because he's going to come down into the pit lane. Oh, there's the stoppie. Absolutely fantastic. And even though, okay, Davy Todd was no match for anybody today at the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix, we've just watched something special. And also that lap, 2 minutes 23.7, he gets the fastest lap of the race. Another half a second, the outright lap record would have been his, but Stuart Easton's lap record goes on for another day. There's another big stoppie from Davy Todd. He's going to leave his mark. They've had the frustration of no qualifying session yesterday due to the weather, as Peter Hickman now joins him in the winner's enclosure. But all that is forgotten about now. Andy Lewis and Luke Brown, their right-hand men. Yeah. Go Davy Todd. Milk it in. Soak it in. And here comes Erno.
I wanted to go for that lap and I was like, no, how fast did you go? David, give me a number 1.
I don't know if you just picked up on some of the conversation there. Davey saying he wanted to go for that lap. Peter asking him, what did he do? We'll find out in a second. Poor Erno Costomo, when he was passed pretty much from the start by Hickman, and then he managed to get past Hickman again. I think he thought, wow, I could be on for something here when he got onto Davy Todd's rear wheel, but Davy was pulling away, to be fair, even in those early stages. But Costomo as well, if he can continue at the rate he's going. He's been debuting at various events like the Isle of Man TT a couple of years ago and the Southern 100. I'm happy to play the waiting game, but he's the master of Imatra back home in Finland, of course.
I've seen you close back because I'm coming out the hairpin. I couldn't see you. I was looking at like down. I was like, oh, one lap I could see you. So I was like, right, let's go again. Because I was starting to lose. Like, just rolling around. And me, I'm like, chilled out.
The adrenaline still running. So delighted, Davy Todd. Just trying to, we heard a little bit of their conversation there. Yeah, Erno Costomo, what a shame, but I think he'll be happy with the podium. If you'd have said to him at the start, podium, he'd have taken that. He was the winner, of course, back in 2022. Didn't finish in 2023, despite qualifying on the front row.
David, some of the boys didn't get you started up. Can you do it again? Yeah. Just do that one.
So Rob Hodson, I think, very happy with his 4th place. Lucas Moura will be delighted with 5th. And I think if anyone could nearly match what Davy Todd is going through right now is Maurizio Bottalico. 6th place for the Italian, the newcomer in 6th place. His fastest lap as well, 2:28.1. So 5 seconds off the lap record on his first time here, Maurizio Bottalico. Really kind of kept it under the radar a little bit during free practice and qualifying. And then again, Mitch Rees, 8th position. And it can be very daunting, Macau, for many riders. It's really, there is nothing else like it. They're going to the press conference now, I think, but in a moment. But there is nothing like it. I know, speaking to certain riders, they say it really is claustrophobic going around the circuit. So yes, they say it's very claustrophobic, and everything feels, because the buildings are so tall and it's all on top of you, and it really feels like you're in a tunnel. Yeah, you heard there, 2:24.0. That was Hickman's fastest lap. Costamo's 2 minutes 25.3 was his fastest. And really then you can see the gap from those three back to Rob Hodgson. So 2 minutes 27.6. Lucas Moura was a 2:27.2. So Lucas Moura, he was 4th quickest in terms of fastest laps. Rob Hodgson 5th. We've got a full schedule of racing for cars, and while we're talking, they'll be changing the barriers, because it's part of the reason why the motorcycles go at the start of the day, is because they have to change the recticel.
Davey, you've dominated the whole weekend. How's that?
Yeah, I'm over the moon. The boys just told me I did a 23 there, so I'm absolutely gutted. Not absolutely gutted, but a little bit disappointed, because I had so much more pace in me, at least a second a lap, where I could have pushed more, but because I had the gap, I thought just relax. Because we have so many TV cameras on the bike, the lap time is not working, so I didn't know the lap time or anything, so if I knew we'd done a 23, then I could have pushed a little bit more for the lap record, but we won the race, that's what we came for, and the whole Zico BMW Motorrad guys have done a fantastic job on my bike here. Thank you.
There you go, you just heard him saying that he was hoping for that lap record. It wasn't to be. Maybe had Peter Hickman pushed him, he may have done so, but hey, the victory is worth it. And I know Davy Todd, well, you'd like to think he'll be back next year. 1, to defend his crown, and 2, to try and take that lap record from Stuart Easton. You don't get paid any more for a lap record, but certainly the prestige that goes with being a lap record holder. And some of the fans who are at the start finish straight here. It looks like it's going to be a very hot day, but as I was saying, they have to move the recticel. There are certain air fences that the motorcyclists require that the cars don't, of course. So that all the track gets changed, and now it'll be ready for a full-blown day of racing. And of course, you can watch all of it here in the very capable hands of Alan Hyde and David Addison. They'll be coming up soon, but we've got some celebrations. We've got a podium to do first of all as well, plus the national anthem as well. So just waiting for some activity on the podium. It is just coming up to 10 o'clock in the morning here in Macau. So wherever you're watching, hopefully you stayed up very late or had to take time off. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching Davy Todd absolutely dominate this Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. can't be too far away from the start of the... Just listening now to whether or not we are ready to go. And the thing is as well, away from the, you wouldn't have seen on the TV pictures that as the likes of Davy Todd was walking away, everybody that's around there was stopping him and getting a picture, etc. There's nobody more popular on the planet right now than Davy Todd. So Erno Cosimo will be first out to take the third step of the podium. Presenting him with his award will be Daniel Shim, the Chief Corporate Affairs Officer of SJM Resorts. You can see already they're getting the officials getting ready for the first car event of the day here at Macau. And that is the last road racing action of the year. It'll all begin again come the summer months. We now seem to be having some action on the podium. So here we go then, folks. We seem to have something happening now. Well, I spoke too soon.
Hello, ladies
This
and
is it.
gentlemen. Welcome to the day 3 of the 72nd Macau Grand Prix. And now at the podium, we're going to have our prize presentation ceremony for the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix at its 57th edition. First of all, let's welcome our winners coming to the podium. The second runner-up, number 38, Erno Gustamo from Finland. And the first runner-up,
onto the podium.
number 88, Peter Hickman from the United Kingdom. And winner, number 8, Davy Todd from the United Kingdom. Woo. Welcome, gentlemen.
He's loving life
and of
right
course,
now.
for our winning team, please welcome Mr. Andy Perkins, representative from the Seiko BMW Motorrad. Welcome. Yes. What a moment. And please proceed to
So Andy
our
Perkins
podium.
representing 810. Davy's right-hand man.
And now it's time for the national anthem for the winner.
So there we go with the national anthems. Andy Perkin representing 810 Racing. Davy Todd's right-hand
And
man.
now, please welcome Mr. Daniel Shim.
There's Daniel Shim, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer of SJM Resorts, to present Erno's.
First, he present the laurel and the trophy to our second one-up. Number 38, Erno Gustamo from Finland. Congratulations. And of course, for the trophy as well. Thank you, Mr. Shim. Please remain. And next, please welcome Dr. Hui Kunya, Secretary General of SJM Resorts SA, to present
Peter Hickman with his prize for finishing second.
Number 88, Peter Hickman from Great Britain.
He's been second a couple of times before, Peter.
Muito obrigado, Dr. Cunha.
He's always finished.
And next, please welcome Ms. Angela Leung, Director of SJM Resorts SA,
So
to
yes, Ms.
present the
Angela
laurel and
Leung,
trophy to
Director
our
of
winner
SJM
and
Resorts,
winning
will present
team.
Davy Todd
First
with his
to
prize.
our winner, number 8, Davy Todd from the United Kingdom. Congratulations. What a moment. And to the winning team, Zico BMW Motorrad. Congratulations. And we would like to invite all of our guests move to the center, and let's take a group photo,
Now
please.
photo opportunities. So yeah, Peter Hickman has always finished on the podium every time he's been at Macau.
Ladies and gentlemen, to our media zone.
In terms of the races, he's always been first or second. Made his debut in 2014.
All right,
Didn't
perfect
start the
moment,
race,
and
but
as your celebratory time. Thank you our guests and our winning drivers. Please remain on the podium. And thank you all of our guests. Thank you so much. At the same time, I would like to invite all of our winning drivers and the representative, Mr. Perkins, to move to the top of the podium to take one more photo, please. Yes, together,
still
all
have a
gentlemen,
press conference
please
to
move
come,
to
of course,
the
so
top
we
of
will
the
get
podium
the thoughts
together for one more photo.
All
all
of
right?
our top 3 riders.
Okay, let's get a great position and look to the front.
Well, we predicted that would be these 3 at the start of the race.
Perfect.
That is how it turned out to be.
Please remain, because it's time
The only thing we weren't too sure about would be the order.
Shower. Drivers, the podium is yours now. It's time to celebrate. So please proceed back to the position, and we're gonna invite you to pick up the champagne and enjoy this glorious moment of yours.
So even though it's 10 o'clock in the morning,
Macau Road Sport Challenge cars, paddock
time for
gate
champagne.
and pit exit are now open.
So
Paddock
champagne
gate
breakfast.
and pit exit are now open.
Which Andy Perkins seems to get the most, but there we go.
What a moment! All right, congratulations to our winning drivers. You've all earned this. It's time for the most famous tradition in all of motorsport. Thank you and congratulations. And now please remain. I'm gonna pass the mic to James. We're gonna have a chit-chat section with our winning drivers, please.
And now we'll get the interviews.
If you could just stay there, we'll start. No, you're closest. If you just 3rd place for you today. Bit hairy moment towards the beginning. How was it for you?
Yeah, feeling is the race is a little bit nervous, and 2-3 laps is the pushing hard, and behind Peter and David, very fast guy this year, and yeah, not too easy this year. Is Macau GP for me, but I'm happy.
Well, it's great to see you back on the podium. I'll just come down here to our 2nd place man, Peter Hickman. Great to see you back on the Macau podium. How was that out there for you?
Pretty good, you know. I said earlier, I'm pretty content with where I'm at. I showed I've got some, still got the pace, you know, only a couple of tenths off Davey, although I'm sure he has some more in the bag still, but to be able to even be close at the minute with the position that I'm in personally, yeah, honestly, I'm really, really happy. Good to show that I've got the pace. I just need to work on myself now over winter, ready for the 2026 season, but massive thank you to Zico, BMW Motorrad and 810 Race and all the boys and girls that help us, Wolfoil, Appleby, and also Monster as well. You know, they all made sure that we got here, and it's absolutely fantastic. And we've got some other sponsors about as well. In fact, LEW sponsored us all year. They're over here as well, having a little holiday and also coming to have a look at the race. So fantastic for us to put on a good show. Can't get much better than 1-2, can it?
Absolutely great to see you back up here. And Davey, now a 2-time Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix, and can I say a proper Motorcycle Grand Prix winner?
Yeah, I think we, like Pete said there, I think we call that 1.5. But it's awesome to do that. It's awesome to prove everybody wrong after saying last year wasn't a proper one, which I guess it probably wasn't, not getting a race. But I had a point to prove coming here this year, and I was really excited. To be fair, we had a lot of pace. The whole Zico BMW Motorrad team have done a fantastic job, and repeating what Pete said, there's so many sponsors that have helped us even get out here to Macau. It's a really expensive race to get out here, so really appreciate all those guys. And yeah, I've been feeling awesome on the bike all week. I'm just a little bit good because I thought the pace was quite slow then in that race. I didn't push too hard when I had a gap, and just yeah, found out we did 23s, and for sure I think I've got 22s in there, if not better. So I'm looking forward already to being back next year and seeing what else we can do.
You just needed a 1/10 of a second for that lap record.
Yeah, it's a shame. I was riding well within myself, so just managing the gap and knowing that Pete on his Dunlops would have been strong towards the end of the race. But to be honest, my Metzeler tyres held up fantastically right to the end of the race, and yeah, really stoked to get that win.
Well, congratulations to the top three. Third place, Erno Costomo. Second place, Peter Hickman. And now a two-time Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix winner for BMW Zico. It is Davey Todd.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, and once again, congratulations, and we'll continue to enjoy the wonderful 72nd Macau Grand Prix. See you later at the podium again.
So pretty much wraps up the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. We're getting nearer the 60th anniversary as well. So plenty for Todd and Hickman to collect. That's it from me though, Dave Moore. Hope you enjoyed the Macau Motorcycle Grand Prix. Good conditions, good racing, good sportsmanship. We've got a whole host of car racing. In fact, cars are making their way out now onto the grid. So I'm going to say farewell for now. Coming up very shortly will be Alan Hyde and David Addison to keep you fully informed and entertained throughout the day here in Macau. And tomorrow as well, of course. But for the motorcycles, that's it for this year. It's goodbye for now. See you again next time.